All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Thursday night live stream, the 100 bagger live stream. Well, today might be a 70 bagger because the markets, everything is at a discount. Everything is on sale right now. We're going to find out is this the time to go shopping for bargains? Is this the time to go shopping for bargains? I am wearing my FCO t-shirt, uh, courtesy of the FCO gang. All right, so wild action in the market today. Let me first say hello to all our channel members. Well, the special members, the platinum. This is the the penny stock billionaire club here. We got the Howdy, we got the James, the White Shepherd, Yabadoo, Michael is here. All right, stocks got hammered. Listen, I'm down to. I have to sell my shirt. You still have a tie. I lost my shirt. I'm down to just the FCO T-shirt now. I'm down to the FCO T-shirt and a cigar here. All right, so we got Ramsey, Nathan. Yeah, oh yeah. So this is pretty much what we're gonna be talking about here, huh? All right, so bro, attention. All right, Kapenzi. All right, so stocks only go up. This is 100% fact. Stocks, in fact, only go up. Is it a good opportunity? Let's find out. Let's take a look at these charts. So what's going on? What is going on in the market? So, of course, the market is always a very, very, very humbling experience. Nothing can be more humbling than the stock market, or any markets, I should say. Let's see what is going on. Yeah, so yeah, shit. It's funny. Everybody, the problem with market tops, bottoms, whatever it is, it's like what is it? It's like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett had a famous saying. He said, stock market. He says market peaks are just like sex. It always feels best right at the end, right before it's over. I think that's what he said. So Warren Buffett, quite the player. And yeah, so it's interesting is right, like right back, if you remember back in December or I think maybe late November, December, we're saying, you know what, I really believe January stock is going to peak probably late January, maybe February. And, after that, there's going to be some opportunities and then, massive melt up. And of course, everything, you start thinking, shit, this is things might keep going. Things are looking pretty good. This is what is going on right now. So what's going on with Nasdaq? Let's jump right into this. I kind of want to do first zoom in here a little bit close. Okay, so this is I got a 2-year chart right now. So I kind of want to show you first. I want to show you first where the support lines here right now. So these are kind of, I would say, long-term support lines. The major support is right around the 11,000 area. So there could be, about 2,000 more points to go. I would say roughly you might see things drop 20%. So this would be a 35% sell-off by the time I think we're done. The only thing is, here is the problem. The problem with calling market tops, everybody likes, I really like, I really like it's people who call market tops short sellers. The problem with these people who are like perma bears is that, I think it's like a psychological problem for a lot of people. Like they all of a sudden, everybody likes to call a top because it makes them feel more intelligent, like or they're shorting a stock. It makes them feel like sort of like, hey, they figured something out. Then these guys get into this kind of like some serious mental problems. I like to be optimistic, but also realistic. So here is the problem with market tops in probably the last, let's call it, since the 1987 crash. So since the 1987 crash, what happened is that the Fed, I don't know if this is a conspiracy. This is not a conspiracy theory exactly. There might be some truth to it. They kind of figured out, the 87 crash kind of freaked a lot of people out. This is, Reagan was president then, and they figured, wow, if markets collapse, this might be, we might see a depression. This might be the end of the American system. You had the Soviet Union at the time, so they were all very paranoid. Again, 1987, you got to realize that was the Soviet Union right at the peak, right before it started teetering. They were very, very kind of cognizant of markets perception. So they created the what is it the PPT, the Plunge Protection Team. This may or may not be, but this may or may not be true. But this is kind of one of the conspiracy theories out there, is that the Fed has basically, they're pretty sharp actually. They're not stupid people, right? So they're kind of looking at these charts also, and they kind of figured out, look, we're going to support the market anytime there is weakness. We're going to come in and support stocks. So like you had in the 90s, you had what's his name? Who's the Fed? Greenspan. You had the Greenspan put. Then you had the other guy, Bernanke. So you had like the last, let's say, 20 plus years, the Fed. And if you notice, the Fed, people, they stepped in right when the market looked like it was going to collapse. 2008 was a little bit different. That might have been a little bit egregious. But definitely, I think you do have some element of that happening, where they do watch these things because they're cognizant of, like, hey, the whole world financial system really revolves around this kind of confidence in markets. If the confidence collapses, that might be problematic. So look, they're watching the same charts we're looking at right now. Is there a plunge protection team? Do guys come in and buy? I don't know. Back then they were buying, I don't know, the S&P 500. They were buying futures. They're buying. These days they can do a lot of other things. I mean, the markets, they've gotten so creative what you can do to create that support. So the problem with calling a market top is, if you've noticed, the last bunch of times when things look like they're really going to collapse, all of a sudden you had these like key reversals. If you notice, like today we had like I sent out on our Telegram a little thing. It looked like we were going to have that key reversal, and sure enough, it started lifting, and then it failed. So you had like a little bit, but that was like a break. It put the brakes on that collapse. That really kind of, so somebody must have been working on this. I mean, there is, and again, I'm not a conspiracy theory guy, pretty much, but there's definitely, these guys are watching what's going on. So listen, what's happening is, I think the markets, everybody's gotten kind of, they've gotten used to this thing that, okay, there's going to be, somebody's going to be, looking out for them. It's kind of like what happened in Japan, in the 80s. They said, hey, the Japanese government is never going to let the Nikkei collapse. There's always, and they try to step in, and then sure enough, it did collapse. So let us go. Let me put up this banner here. So of course, tonight's chart chat is, I'm still working on getting this into this is really should be purely a member for the premium members only, the bronze, the platinum. And in the next couple of days, we're going to figure out how to get it just in members. But for now, the great unwashed masses of YouTube are able to watch this. However, they're not able to participate in the chat, so that we are able to kind of keep this a very high quality discussion here. Let's see. I'm going to run this banner at the bottom of the screen. These numbers are down now, so maybe we should change it to who wants to lose 30%. So this is, if you want to subscribe, you want to join, then you get, after we're done with the live chat, this is going to move into the members only area, and of course the premium members get the Telegram chat. Last couple of days has been horrible. You got no value, to be honest. I mean, we had bad trades. Today's actually a great company. We announced a new company, GazX. If you saw the live stream, and a lot of people missed that because they're probably panicking about stocks, but it's an amazing energy company. The people behind it, I mean, heavy hitters. I mean, you got Frank Justra. All you Canadians know who that is. Guy's, billionaire resource guy. He owns like, I don't know, 18% of that company, and he's a director. You got what's his name, Serafino. Serafino is a CEO who took a company. He actually had 100x, not quite. I think it was a 90x. The stock went from, was it 30 cents to $27. So let's see if you could do it again. I think this could actually. Before I said I think this is going to be a 3x, 4x, 5x in the next couple of months. I think I'm wrong. I think this is going to be much, much higher. But check out the interview. All right, so let's go into the charts. Yes. So this is of course our favorite stocks right here. 1.9 trillion. That's right. All the money from all those stimulus checks, are going to go right into Robinhood. they're gonna fund the next wave up. Yeah, there you go. Look, once you pay the subscription, yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm wearing the t-shirts now. I'm down to just the FCO t-shirt. The Nasdaq doesn't retrace so soon after more 10 to 15% correction. We're already in there. We're already beyond it, right? I think we're beyond it. We're from 14 to where it is now. So yeah, we're going to cover all these stocks, of course. So let's go into the Nasdaq. I want to talk about kind of the big picture first. Like, hey, here are the headwinds in the markets, or there used to be tailwinds, now they're headwinds. Back a few weeks ago, we had if you remember, I was saying, hey, we got the Tesla trade, the Bitcoin. These things are pushing the market up, the speculative, the fervor. And the speculative fervor is now gone. So let's go into the 1-year chart. Okay, our trend lines are still there. Okay, so here's what's happening with Nasdaq. If you look here, it really looks like your classic shoulders top. Neckline. That neckline is gone. Support for, let's say, Nasdaq. I mean, the next support level is maybe 12,000 level coming in. And then it's 1,000. So things, I mean, it's like a lookout below. I mean, things can get pretty rough. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Again, another part of the whole speculative action. So the Bitcoin actually, the Bitcoin, is it ahead of the show? It doesn't look that bad. I mean, ironically, it doesn't. Let me look at the short term. Let me look at the short term. Ooh, big drop here coming. Yeah, actually, I'm wrong. No, see, there you go. You zoom in, you go to 30-minute, you go to real short term. So the Bitcoin looks like it could drop to right back here, 43,000. 43,000 is kind of the next level on Bitcoin. And it really does look like it's going to drop there. After that, we go to, what is this? 38,000. So could it get there? Yeah, probably. I think, yeah, it could test 38, 35,000. Like, why not? So what, and of course, let me pull up Tesla. We got to pull up, the usual suspects, which are driving the speculative fervor, which is, kind of what helps out a lot of our stocks. So let me do the 1 day. Okay, Tesla, there we go. Remember I said this kind of neckline here, it broke this neckline. It broke the moving average, 7-8. I mean, Tesla's pretty much in free fall right now. You do have a little bit of support. I mean, like, you have this kind of level right here where it's at the 600 level. I don't know if it's going to hold. I don't think it's going to hold to 600. I think it's going to, hit 400. 400 is probably going to be the next stop on Tesla. I mean, this it's looking pretty rough. So you're going to have to batten down the hatchets. Yeah, but so let's talk about the fundamentals. So the reality is the stocks that we're dealing with, they're fundamental, they're fundamental story stocks. But they are definitely being affected by the markets, both on the way up, it helps, and on the way down. So so definitely. So you're going to see. I'm going to go into the short term, into the charts of our stocks. You're going to see them. A lot of them look. Yes, some of them actually look pretty decent, like they're holding up. But everything is selling off pretty much across the board. Ethan, yeah. So this king cake, I got to see what this is. I know something arrived in the mail. I haven't been able to haven't been able to leave because I got to go to the mailbox and pick it up. Yeah, you should. You probably should have waited. You guys shouldn't have sent me the T-shirt or the cigars, right? I'm gonna go get the cake. I hope there's no poison in it. Thank you. I will try it. I will eat it. At least listen. I got the king cake. I got T-shirts. I got enough here to last to hold me over for the next month or so. Um, is there usually? Yeah, there actually is. April is. There's definitely cyclical stuff. Here's the other thing. I mean, remember back in November, I said, look, right after the election, the first year of the presidential cycle is usually bearish. They usually go down, and we saw that it happens almost all the time. It didn't happen with Trump, which was kind of unusual. So, I think we're in for it now. I mean, it should, in theory, that's that presidential cycle. The first year of that 4 years is usually the down year. The fourth year is this third year, I think, is the up year. The fourth year is usually up years. So I think the Biden honeymoon might be kind of getting a little bit, might be getting over quite soon. So, and if you remember, I think I did talk about this back in December. I don't want to say I told you. I don't want to say this. I told you stuff, but I did talk about it. I mean, you got to look at the old videos. Of course, I thought it would happen earlier. Everything always happens later. So the timing. So I got egg on my face. Timing has been off here. Could be what we're in for. But here is the good news. So here is the good news. Let's get to the positive. There's always a positive, a silver lining in everything. So the silver lining is, I think we're going to see some great opportunities. So I think the first question is, should you what is the people when I say new opportunities, either entry points for people who are new to a story or new stories, so new stocks which are like dead flat bottom. Yeah, I would not, I would not be buying stuff which is right now like stuff which is momentum or getting into momentum up to, like those things. Every momentum deal is failing right now, so the market is not in that mode. I think one of the big things people always ask about is, okay, should I average down? Should I average down? I know that's kind of that is the kind of the prevailing wisdom. I'm not a believer in that personally. Maybe, and I think one of the best investors of the last 40 years, Paul Tudor Jones. Paul Tudor Jones, I think he had a sign. I think he has a sign, or he had a sign over his desk which said, "Losers average losers," which I guess meant is when something is going the wrong way, you get out of it, or you don't average it, don't average down, don't like something is not working, get out of it. That's it. Just cut losses. That was his philosophy. But he was a commodity. He's a futures guy. He started off in the futures industry. I mean, if you're trading futures, you can't. Something is going down, you really can't hold it for 6 months, a year. Wait till things turn around, because once it goes, you got margin. You're basically going to be bankrupt. You're going to lose your shirt. You're not even going to have a T-shirt left. However, in some of the stocks we have, and again, I'm not saying buy, sell, hold. I'm not giving any of that advice. But I personally, I don't know if I would average down. I don't think it's a good idea. If you're new, if you like a story, I think we're going to see some of these things are going to start bottoming. I think some of them are already bottoming, or they're kind of in that opportunity. And so you got to be patient, ride it out. You're going to ride it out, or the best thing is wait, to get into the next thing really cheap, like where there's like completely due risk, like a stock that's where the chart is like a flat line, like it's a dead, so it can't go any lower. So something where people have given up on it. So at this point, the only new stocks we would ever like introduce or even touch is something that's been like a flat line, something which people have disgusted with, gave up on, and now it's ready to go. And we've had those have been some of our big winners, like CloudMD back in July was like that. Fans was like that. Imagine AR was like that back in March. Excuse me, in May, I think it was like a 2 cent stock. Um, a bunch of others. So, and again, there's the smart CEOs right now, and I think we have a couple of these guys. They're going to use this this downturn opportunity, because here's what's happening in a downturn. The guys who are doing M&A, like Skylight, like you mentioned, who mentioned SHG, right? So SHG, yeah, this guy is in a great position. Even CloudMD, great position. They're loaded with cash. They're out and trying to make acquisitions, and a lot of the private players are probably scared. A lot of those guys are they might, they might be scared to play right now. These guys are able to come in. The valuations might be cheaper. Their stock is cheaper, but you could work it out. Look what happened last year. Great example. Here's one of the great case studies. Nextech. If anybody remembers Nextech last year, right when the Corona thing happened, I think the stock hit like 50. Excuse me, went to like 75 cents, maybe from 250 to 75 cents or 90. It got crushed. And but look, the Evan, CEO, he's a sharp guy. I mean, the great thing is you want to look for a CEO who knows how to pivot, how to seize opportunities. And he bought this great company, or at the time it wasn't that great. It was this what is it? The events, the live streaming deal, what's become was it the what the hell are they calling it now? And that's become the big story. So that was the thing that made the business. I mean, that acquisition completely transformed the business. They were able to pick it up cheap because people were scared. The market was basically scared, and the timing was like really perfect. I mean, he would not have been able to buy that company in June or July. I mean, he bought it perfect timing back in like April, May. Here's another one. Here, you want to hear the crazy one? Fubo, Fubo. So that was our client last year at this time. It was called Face Bank. And I'm not going to get the whole story because whatever, but he bought Fubo. Well, they merged with Fubo. Face Bank, whatever. I'm not going to say anything bad about him, but Face Bank. If you look at Fubo now, it hit recently $60, right? So at that time, it was an $8 stock, and they didn't really have that much. Like, put it this way, it wasn't a great business. He was able to do that merger. The guy, that guy who was running Face Bank was able to somehow convince Fubo to do this merger. And look at this. This thing it became a success. So, if you have a smart CEO, they know how to, grab those opportunities. Let's see. So the point is, be patient. They're really good companies. I'll let you figure out which ones are the really good ones. But the really good ones are going to use this market kind of turmoil to seize opportunities. So bottom line, be cautious. I wouldn't average down. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an average down type of guy. You may be different. I don't know. Just me personally. I would look for things which are like bargains right now. Low risk. We're not in the momentum mode right now. The momentum trade is off. So you got to pick entry points. Let's see here. Let me run this. By the way, let me just run this banner again. Nothing here is a recommendation. Well, you guys can see what it says here. All right. Let's see. Okay. I didn't see this. Okay. So the dips here, I mean, I don't know. I know everybody's been buying the dips for a number of years. That's been the thing. I'm not a fan of that idea, but then again, hey, that's just me. But I mean, the markets look like the NASDAQ looks like it's ready to collapse. You're looking at, what is it? Tesla. This is the Tesla chart. I mean, I could look at NEO, all these things. Let's look at ARK. So ARK ARKK. So ARK, I mean, ARK is, this is one of the leaders kind of in the momentum stocks, the Teslas, all those, the hot companies, the hot money. This thing has broke the moving average. It's got that head and shoulders. Next support level is going to be probably at the $60. So I mean, this thing could drop another. I mean, it basically could drop 50% from here. I would not be surprised if ARK dropped 50%. Doesn't mean anything bad. Doesn't mean they're not good companies. Just the valuations. That's all. Let's see. Yeah, we get some good ones here. Yeah, listen, a lot of these guys, I think Steve, I think that's a good thing with Steve. He's got a bunch of cash right now. He could make some, acquisitions. Let's see what's happening here. Uh, Tesla 44 is the double bottom, yeah. China. Okay. Yeah, you never know. I mean, listen, there's always something that could. One of the things with these markets is there's always something that could make things turn on a dime. And we've seen this, like, I don't know if it's the plunge protection team, but sometimes you see things like just when things are looking absolutely horrible, the Fed or somebody comes in at the last minute and rescues everything. And that's happened so many times that people are kind of used to it now. So it doesn't mean it's going to happen again. All right, so let's jump into our stocks. Enough of the market. So let's look at. I'm going to start off with Delic Delic Holdings. Yeah, so this thing is the chart's looking kind of it's looking weak. It's not. I would say it's not that terrible overall to be, I mean, for speculative microcap, it was 75, it's 50 cents. Not terrible considering a day like today. Look, I mean, the chart is still new, so there's not a lot of data. This moving average is not that relevant. It looks bearish right now. I mean, yeah, could the stock fall? Yeah, it could fall. Support levels at 40 cents. Might drop and might start building a base. I think a lot of these things a lot of them have already been hit. They're going to start building bases. Again, let me go to Novamind. Here's another one that's relatively new. Again, the chart is new, not enough data. It's okay. So the support level was a buck 75. It broke through the support. Next level is a buck 50. It could go to a buck 50. It could, drop there, stay there a couple of weeks easily, and build a support level so it could, see what happens then. I can. Yeah, this beautiful uptrend. He had this beautiful kind of uptrend. He had this, nice announcement. The stock looked like it was ready to break out, last month. And here we are. It's kind of sagging. So it doesn't look terrible. I mean, right now it doesn't look too bad. It's kind of Yeah, it's kind of at the support level. I don't see this thing. I mean, it could drop a little bit. It doesn't look like it's in a horrible position. I mean, there are some horrible charts out there. This is not one of them. It's not a good looking chart. Put it this way: this chart is not a supermodel chart. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So anybody that's not a member, or you're just new, just press the whatever button. Let's go into This is gonna be very painful going through all these charts. Everything is down today. Everything, you know, everybody just all these stocks are getting taken out to the back and shot. It's really like VST. You had the breakout. The breakout did not work. The last look's been sagging. Today's been hit again. Not terrible. I mean, broke the moving average, but then it bounced back. It's interesting. Let me look at the short-term chart on this one. Okay, so you got some hope. You got some hope. Green shoots, green shoots. There's some green shoots here. So if you look at this, it looks kind of like a double bottom here. Um, you're gonna have this resistance at 85 cents, but you might have a rally in this thing. I mean, again, great story. They got things are really starting to crank. Fundamentally, they got yeah, it's this unicorn farm. Yeah, it looks like there's some little bit of green shoots. It looks like there's a break put on this kind of collapse. So I would keep an eye on Victory Square. Again, be careful. We're not in momentum mode right now. The market is in defense mode. So, the breakouts may fail. Okay, trip. Oh, um, here this thing is again selling off. Support is right over here at 30 cents. This is kind of your key support level. Stock really needs to hold this 30-cent range. I have a feeling it's probably going to hold it here, but that is your key support, 30 cents. I get company's got 30 million in cash. They raised brilliant. Again, here's the thing: it's very important that you have a CEO who kind of knows how to seize opportunities. Todd raised a bunch of money at the right time. I got to tell you, there's going to be plenty of opportunities where he could use that money. And he's got what's his name, Linton there. He's got Linton there helping out. The Fed wants bargains. The Fed, are they buying stocks? I think the Fed is buying FCO. I think the Fed, the next Fed operation, they're going to be buying this over here. This is going to be the Fed put. They're going to be loading in $2 trillion right in there. It's a joke. It's not. It's not. I'm not an investment advice. Okay. Low risk, low. Let's take a look at the chart. When I say low risk, low price, the things I would be looking at right now, like as an entry points, I want things which are flat line. I want a chart that's like scraping the bottom. I don't want a chart that looks like this as an entry point. I mean, this is you taking a risk unless it's you got to have a reversal here. Any of these things, they got to have that key reversal late and then turn around. But like to initiate a new position, like low risk, I would say I want something that's a dead flat line. Look at this. We got a super chat. I'm shocked. I am shocked anybody's actually throwing money at this channel in a day like this. I thought it'd be getting like, somebody showing up at the door, all right, so members, blah, blah, blah. How do you join the membership? You got to press the join button at the bottom of the thing where it says join channel, subscribe at the bottom of the video. There's you can join for like $9.99 for the chat. And if you want the notifications, I don't know if you guys want the notifications that no, but I think we're actually going to have a couple of good stocks coming up, like cheap stocks in the next month. I think we'll have at least one. I can guarantee you 4 weeks from now, there's going to be some bargains. We're going to have like a bunch of like cheap deals, like 10-cent stocks, 15-cent stocks, where they're going to be like at the bottom and, great companies, and, they could be the next 10 bagger. So, but who knows? Maybe the market's going to go to zero. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to just put this up here in case anybody wants to look at this over here. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Yeah, there we go. There's a thing for the people who are not members right now, who are not members. Basically, the members get access to the Telegram channel, which is usually good. Not today. Today our Telegram channel had all bad stuff. Everything was all wrong. Everything did not work. Nothing. Everything was off. Everything was off on the Telegram. Everything failed. Usually we have some good timing ideas. I mean, actually, no, there might have been a few, but it was. I would be asked if I'd be asking for a refund here. I mean, I would not blame anybody if they press the button on YouTube, whatever, to get a refund, cancel membership, whatever. I would not blame you at all. So Brandon, yeah, rough go. No questions. FCO. All right, we got a lot of FCO fans. I'm wearing a shirt. I'm gonna have to pull up their chart. It's probably looking ugly. I have not looked at it all day. Let's see. Okay. Should we look at FCO? I bet FCO is looking ugly today. Ooh, 21 cents. All right. So, you know what? Okay. So this thing, I mean, it broke the support earlier here. When did it? Really, if you look at this moving average, that was kind of the support. I mean, but you don't, it's one of these things where it could have broken out of there. So it's looking pretty rough right now. It's looking like the stock could go to, 15 cents, build a base there. 17 cents, that's kind of where like your support comes in. So your support really comes in right in that 17-cent range, and see what happens from there. Looks like it's kind of bouncing back today. Let me see. Let me do the 1 day. I'm sorry, this is the 1 hour. There's not enough time. Oh, my apologies. I was looking at the short term, the 1 hour chart. So that is kind of close to what I was saying. Yes, the moving average, it's been above the moving average. This 50-day is at the 19-cent line. So, but the real support, if you look at it, the real support is actually, it's right around here, this 19, 20 cents. That's the support level, and then 15 cents. But really, it's got to hold this 19-cent range. So let's see what happens. If he's got some good news, got some drilling results, you'll have a turnaround. Let's go. ICANN, VST. I looked at that. Trip. RHT. Here's another great company, in my opinion. You have a great CEO. And let's hope she could take advantage of some opportunities in the markets. Stock is in defense mode. I mean, back on the 25th, last week, I was saying, hey, this thing looks like it's ready to break out. This day, if you see here, you had a key upside reversal day, right? I don't know if I can draw this. But you can kind of see this. I sent out on Telegram kind of an example. I did a little snapshot. But here you have what looks like, half the time, this type of thing, this chart pattern indicates that something is going to like bust out. It did make a new high, but then it kind of failed to carry over, and now it's been sagging down. It's dropping off. It could hit 50 cents. I mean, that's kind of your support level. That's kind of where the support level is. So, and again, listen, I'm just talking about the charts. I don't want to get like people saying, hey, why are you bad-mouthing companies? Why are you bad? I'm not. I'm telling you when things are good, I tell you when they're looking good. When they're looking bad, I tell you, hey, things are looking bad. But here's where you have the support. Here's where you have the resistance. What we're doing right now, these chart chat type things, this is opinion only. Okay, this has nothing to do with the work we do with the companies, the marketing, the promotional stuff. Nothing to do with it all. This is purely opinion. And that's why this type of thing is being done only for the members, the subscribers of the channel. For now, we do have some public people looking at it, but it's going into the subscriber only area. Of course, chat is only for the premium members. All right, we got wow, amazing. This guy Wesley joined. This is faith. This guy has faith. All right. Maybe memberships. Yeah, Joanne, I agree. Memberships should have started either a month from now, or I really should have started in December. If I would have started in December, that would have been the time to do it when things were just really like starting to explode. I don't know what this means. Ric Flair. What does this mean? If you explain to me, I don't know what this means. Yeah, Bets changing the name. Okay. Yeah, so here's the thing. Look, some of the areas we're in right now, these healthcare companies, I think are in a good position. I mean, it's not like we're in a recession, or things are actually looking pretty good for the economy in theory. So yeah, I think the healthcare guys we have, even though they're looking like they're drooping down, like RHT, CloudMD, SHG, CBDT. CBDT, we're going to look at that chart. That's kind of a little bit of an early healthcare play, but yeah, they're drooping down. But so if you look at Teladoc, any of the others, they all look kind of a little rough right now. But longer term, I think they're going to do quite well, in my opinion. Again, opinion only. I'm not giving advice. Any of these stocks can go to zero. Do not listen to anything I have to say. Yeah. So FCO has been bouncing off the 20 cent. 20 cent is kind of that support, 19, 17 cents, right? When I say that's the support level, a lot of times it's going to penetrate that support. It's going to just test it, because I'm not the only idiot looking at these charts, right? Like, I'm not the only idiot looking at these moving averages. Market makers, short sellers, all of these guys, they all look at the same thing. They know if they can push a stock down or whatever it is, then there's going to be more selling pressure. It's going to create a momentum, upside or downside. So there's other people who can, manipulate the market. These markets are pretty easy to manipulate. So cash generating. Can we get SHG and RHT? Interesting. That's you know what? I think you should hook it up and you get the 5% banker, the M&A fee. No? I mean, I think that would be a pretty interesting combination. Could be. Again, I'm not giving advice. I'm not saying what people should do, but that's an interesting. It's funny though. I think though, you know what? I think that actually they would be a better fit really for a CloudMD, because cloud is more into like the digital health. SHG is more of like actual, bricks and mortar, like, healthcare. They have a little bit of technology, but they're really more of actually doing the healthcare stuff. Wesley, look at this. He's in. New member. Welcome, Wesley Henry. The Discord. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know what, like, you know what? I had like the Discord. I don't know what's going on there. Like I check in there like maybe once a day, sometimes a couple times. Last night I'm getting emails like I got banned. This guy got banned. Like, I don't know what. I go in there, it looks like a reality show episode. Like, I don't know. People are like, I don't know what the hell was going on. So, and I know we had some people who were moderators that I don't know who these people were. Like, I wasn't that active when the thing was set up. So like, we kind of changed things around. I think we're going to make it a little bit more, what is it? We're gonna change things around, I think, with the Discord. But yeah, I think we might make it the Discord also just members only, like, for the people who are part of the channel, like the premium members. Because I just want to keep it as a quality conversation. We don't need to have 10,000 people as members. I mean, in other words, if I have 10,000 people on the channel, it's not going to help these stocks move up. The thing that we do that helps the stocks move up is is stuff that you don't even see on YouTube or the other stuff. So it's like, it doesn't matter. The main thing is, the idea is we're kind of an amplifier really for stocks, right? Like all the key influential people who are looking at stocks, whether it's institutions, retail people, YouTube channels, newsletter writers, they're watching what we do. So that's what moves. That's what pushes the stocks. AR 399. I can't believe you're making a donation. You don't need to make a. I mean, you're a part of the thing. But I thank you for it's like a sign of good faith in what is it, in the upside of humanity here or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna figure out the Discord or whatever. I don't know what's going on. It's like a Kardashian or a Real Housewives episode, Real Housewives of Atlanta episode there. Okay. Wow. Okay. $6.99 super chat. Okay. So you want me to go first? Okay. How long do I think this self? I'm usually wrong about these things because I usually am a little bit of I don't want to say pessimist, but like I usually look, last year, here's why I always, last year when the market started selling off, you had the Corona thing start hitting, I really thought that the stocks would drop at least 50%. It should have gone like at least minimum 50%, and it would be longer. It wasn't. It turned on a V like right in March. I thought it would drag. I thought there was more to drop. I thought there was, another couple thousand points to go. So, I think we have, like I showed you kind of, where I think the Nasdaq can go, maybe 11,000 at least. I might be wrong. Maybe it go lower. I don't know. It might be. We might be. Look, we might be in for some rough waters, and then a lot of these charts. Look, we got a lot of charts that right now are damaged. A lot of these charts are basically damaged. They need to repair. They need time to heal, and that's going to take time and price. So it might be 4, 6, 8 weeks. If everything works, you might see May, just like last year, May, things started turning around. And then they started flying. So some things earlier. I mean, we could see in other words, we could actually see the absolute bottom in stocks in the next couple of weeks. But then it's gonna like just base, and then you got to build that base. So the absolute bottom, if you want to pick that bottom, it could be in a couple of weeks. Hey, there we go. 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks. All right, 2 weeks. Could be. I mean, I think that could be the absolute bottom when there's absolute panic. Absolute. What is the famous expression? You have to buy when the blood is running in the streets, right? That's the famous expression, buy when the blood is running in the streets. Now, the actual expression is not that. The actual expression was you have to buy when the blood is running in the streets, even if it's your own blood that's running. So, it's not, the problem is a lot of times it's like your own blood that's in the streets, and that's why people are afraid to buy. It's I don't blame them. Ric Flair. Yeah, I know the wrestler, but what is the thing? I don't know is he alive? Is Ric Flair alive? Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Hey, shit. Okay. So, downturn, great opportunity. Here's what I think: the biggest money, the money is made when you buy a lot of times. So, I mean, if you can get it, so there's going to be some opportunities coming up. I think maybe the next couple of weeks, where there is going to be panic mode. There's going to be things that are busted stories. So you're going to see those opportunities. Look, last year, take a look what happened last year. Imagine AR was 2 cents in by April. 35 cents by July. All right, so 15x. Nextech, Cytodyn. Well, Cytodyn wasn't exactly the same. It helped the Corona thing, but I think right now we're in even a better position. I think we got more interesting stories, so there could be some interesting opportunities. 2 weeks. We got smart people. Yeah, let's brainstorm. Good evening. I wouldn't look. Maybe it's smart. Vaccination happening. Yeah, so I think okay, from what I'm hearing is I saw a very interesting comment on our Discord, which is actually pretty true, is the vaccination of the COVID thing. They're saying that, okay, that's a negative. It's a negative for a lot of our stocks, like CBDT, which became a COVID testing play, a couple of other things that are COVID things. I don't know. I don't think CBDT is really. I've been saying it for months. It's not a COVID. I mean, I know they do the test. It's way beyond it, and I think a lot. I don't think we have anything that's purely in that COVID thing. I know some of them are saying they're COVID, but they're really not that COVID. Ric Flair is alive. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Super chat. Buying dips on the fares of paper hands. Okay. All right. We'll take a look. Now, by the way, I didn't warn. I said, look, okay, now here's the thing. When I announced the what do you call it? The GBLC, I said, look, this is a Bitcoin. It's heavily leveraged to Bitcoin. Again, I hate Bitcoin. Bitcoin's momentum last week. And I said the Bitcoin thing, again, I still believe Bitcoin is going to go to 100,000. Even right now, it's going to be a shakeout. Ultimately, there's going to be this massive, and again, I'm not a Bitcoin fan. I'm not a fanboy of Bitcoin. I hate Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, but that's where the market is going. We're seeing a shakeout. People are going to get back into it in a big way. So on GBLC, I said, hey, this thing Bitcoin really looked like it was going to start breaking out last week, and this thing was levered to it. Bitcoin, so I said, hey, you know what? This is a momentum play. If you like these momentum plays, I mean, the stock looked like it could have gone to $1. The setup on GBLC was there from a chart perspective. The story has something there. They got to get the story tighter. I mean, like I got to be honest. The interview was like a disaster. It was not that organized. We got to get the communication done better. We'll be back next week. But let me pull up the chart. I'm not shying away from it. So again, it's heavily leveraged to not even Bitcoin, but the altcoins. So I mean, so we announced that, what is it, 30 cents? I think 28 cents. It ran to 50 cents, or 49 cents. So you could have made, I don't know, 70%. You could have made 70% on it. So, and by the way, with our stocks, I never tell you to buy. I never tell you to sell. And I know there's a guy, what's his name? Philip. I think he's got our track record there, percentage gains or whatever. It's like 200. The real track record should really be is what was the subsequent high after we announced the stock, and what was the peak afterwards? Because really, that is really the upside that we're saying. What we do at Wall Street Report is we bring you an opportunity. We bring you the story. Say, look, here's a company, great story, which has big upside. Here are the catalysts. Here's a company that's going after big opportunity. Here are the catalysts. Here's the roadmap that they have that can get there. That's basically what we look for. And I also like I like nice looking charts as part of the deal. And we have a video floating around where we talk about all the stuff. So basically, look, there's a lot of our stocks have had massive runs. CBDT was up 5,000%, 50x. ESC just this week was a 10-bagger in 3 months. Fans, a 10-bagger, almost 9x. Who else? Peak, 9x. Trip. I can go through the whole list. There's been a whole bunch of stocks up 500 to 1,000%. I mean, I don't even think 10-baggers are that impressive anymore, because you had CBDT that's up 50x, 5,000% in 4 months. We've raised the standards. I'm looking for those 100-baggers now. So basically, look, but when you get these big profits, you gotta, take some. You get these big moves. You gotta take money off the table. I talk about, look, take your principal out at least, and let the rest ride. I know people have done it. There's a bunch of guys who made a lot of money with those stocks already. So what's going on with GBLC? Technical perspective. So the support level is, kind of right around here. I mean, 12 cents. I mean, that's what it looks like on this chart. 12. Actually, no. Right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. No, let me. I'm not going to be lazy. I'm going to draw your trend line right here. Let's see. I think we could start here, maybe. Okay, that's number one. Yeah, so there you go. So you got 14 cents at the breakout, maybe. You could do one here like this. Like that. Okay, so that was a support line, support and resistance. It broke that. I think I showed that that line earlier. So you got your support right around here, 13 cents. 13, lucky 13 could be a time to get into this. And it could have a very strong bounce from there. So again, not a device, but take a look. Yeah, last year, the market looked horrible with the coronavirus. I mean, the world looked like it was coming to an end, and stocks dropped only 30%. I should say, thanks to, I know there's a lot of Trump haters out here, but I mean, the thing you got to say is Trump was a great stock promoter. Trump was great promoter of the market, always very pumping everybody up, bullish on the economy. Biden is not. He's got all these socialists around him who are like, they want to do taxes. They're against, my God, We got to have a congressional hearing. God forbid, people are making money on GameStop on the way up, the way, so there's a different mindset. He's not a guy who's saying, "Hey, check out the market's booming." He's not that guy. He's not a market. I don't think he even knows. I don't think these guys even understand the markets. I mean, so he's not a promoter. Last year, you had a promoter in the markets. Biden is not a promoter. So, and you had people around him who are, anti-capitalist. So that's not a positive for the market. But historically, stocks do best with Democrats. Look at what happened with Obama. I'm not a fan of Obama, but the markets, he got in right at the bottom. I mean, things collapsed when he got in, but after that, so in theory, the markets should do well with Democrats in, right? Maybe not the first year, but let's see. Testing, yeah. So I think the testing, the COVID stuff, I would have to agree with this testing thing. I think once the thing is there, they're going to keep it. You got these variants. You're going to have these variants going on for the next year. You're going to have all this stuff happening. And, there's going to be, and again, the good news for testing is, I think with like the Democrats, socialists controlling a lot of governments right now, they're protesting. So, it's going to be good. It's going to be good for a lot of these deals. So I don't think the testing thing is going to go away anytime soon. I am in agreement. Even if the COVID thing goes away by May, the testing is not. And I don't think it's going to go away that, there's always going to be some new scares. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 10-year yield, VIX, gold price, Bitcoin. The gold, I think the gold is no longer, I got to say, I don't think the gold is irrelevant really these days. It's not part of the conversation anymore. It's like not, it's right now, it's just not part of the, it's just not, people are not into it. Crude is going up. By the way, if you like crude oil, take a look at GASX, GASX, our new stock. Interview today. That there's some heavy hitters in that company. I think that's going to do well. Come on, man, come on, pump and dump, pumping. PND, that means pump and dump, huh? Could be. I mean, I don't know, man. This is like, I'm not happy with the way that thing turned out. I'm not happy. We'll see. It could be rescued here. Zoom out on the charts. I'll show you how bullish the market is. If you go full out, I mean, the trend is, I'll tell you what, tell me what you want. I'll pull up, or you can do your share. Show me your charts, as Gordon Gekko said, right? Old profit. Ooh. Michael. You know what? If it holds 13 cents, could be good. This could be good. I'd watch that 13-cent level. Invest in Chinese stocks. Speaking of Chinese stocks, okay, let's look at a stock let's look at some stocks that are doing well, because we do have quite a few that are holding their own in this market. So Peak FinTech is actually, forget about today, but this thing has been holding up very well. Well, if you notice, the market really started dipping in the last, let's call it a week or two. A lot of these stocks, they started dipping. This has held up pretty well, and it looked on Monday or Tuesday like it was Tuesday. I think it was like it was ready to break out. It was a slow breakout. I did put out a thing on Telegram saying, "Hey, this right here, it looked like it was ready to start running," and then it failed. So right now, I mean, this looks very kind of like it's drooping here. Again, your support levels are, okay, you got the moving average, 247, you got $2, you got 247, right in this range. I got to tell you this, I mean, and this had a pretty decent run. We introduced this at 35 cents, I think it was, 40 cents. Yeah, 35 cents back in September. It's up almost 9x, 900%, and it's holding pretty well. Stochastic stochastics, not bad. I mean, it's kind of it looks like it's got some support in this area, like kind of a double bottom, head and shoulders. I don't know what you want to call it. It doesn't look weak. It doesn't look weak. It's not a stock like, hey, I put it so I would not want to short peak right here. This is not a. It's not weak. It's not like a stock that looks wounded, like a wounded animal, where the lions they see a wounded animal, they jump on it. That's not the case here. So peak is pretty good shape for what we're in right now. Here's another one, ESC. Uh, we get the 1 hour chart. This is amazing. This is the only bullish chart we have, I think, today, right now. So here's a stock we introduced at, was it 30 cents? 30 cents last December, 30 cents in December. It's run up to 450, so it's over 10x, it's 12x, whatever the number is, in 3 months. But it hasn't gone completely, it hasn't gone parabolic. It's actually a pretty, it's aggressive, an aggressive rise, but not like some of these others. And here we got what this looks like. I don't want to jinx it. Looks like a key reversal. It's trying to make a key reversal. I mean, it looks like it's trying to make a run. I mean, this stock looks actually pretty strong, like it wants to make a run, like it wants to go higher. I mean, this stock looks like it wants to go higher. The stochastics look pretty good here. Let's look at the daily. So this, you know what? You got to see what happens tomorrow. If it makes an upside, if this thing closes at, let's call it right here, 380, even 360, it'll be good. It might hang out. It might just hang out here. But I think we're building a base in this $3 range. ESC, I think right now is our strongest stock, and it looks like it wants to go a lot higher. Again, not investment advice. We're not, whatever. Whoa, 100 grand. I don't know, but you might have started with 5 million. I don't know where you're at, but okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little depressing right here. Okay. Everything is down. It's not reflective of the companies. Well, listen, there's definitely headwinds. Okay, there's definitely headwinds. I think most of our companies are actually pretty good shape. So a lot of them have a lot of cash. So you're just gonna have to, deal with what is happening. How will it GazX? Zero. I don't think it has any. So GazX is in Colombia. They're selling gas. Now, you got to watch that interview. Those guys are really sharp guys. They're serious operators in that space. I mean, they've run, basically billion-dollar energy companies. I would say that's like, of all the CEOs we've had recently, those guys are like the heavy hitters. So they're selling natural gas in Colombia. Check out the interview. It's on our channel right now. Interesting story. Serious people. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Oof. Yeah. But what did you start with? I think you started with less and ran up, huh? But there's definitely stocks that are, right now they are down. Ebola testing. Is that true? Ebola testing at 2 airports in the US? Oh, I think you told me there's something, but that's a little bit small. That's only like, flights from Africa. I mean, like how many people come in from, I don't know, what is it? Which country has the Ebola? Like, I don't know, it's Congo or something. Like it's not, that's not a moneymaker. I mean, how many tests could there be? But it does tell you what's going to be happening. Yeah, yes, yeah. So this could be a thing. I mean, look, these companies like Relay, those guys could be the plays. Brock, I'm wearing your shirt. I'm wearing the FCO shirt you sent me with the picture of Steve, Steve on the back. Yeah, 2 countries. Yeah. Both GazX, Biden shutting. Okay, we saw that. Okay. Let's see. Biggest step in yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens. I mean, we're definitely in for a little bit of more pain here. I don't think that I don't think we're at the bottom. Peak is definitely looking strong right here. Again, you know, with stock we introduced at 35 cents or so back in September, early September. So it's had a big run and it's still holding up. I mean, there's people who are, well, you see what people are saying online. They're expect this thing to go all sorts of prices, but yeah, why not? I haven't. Yeah, I gotta pull up the GazX chart. Interesting company. So it's GazX FUS, GazX on a TSE, Toronto. So what does it look like? Okay, if you look at this chart, right, you see it's done these moves, it had pullbacks. It's broken the moving average, right? So when we introduced it, actually had a nice up day, and today it's kind of like hanging out. Uh, it's kind of like right here is kind of your support area. This buck and a quarter area. It's kind of like where you have some support. It's broken the moving average, so it could go lower, but I think we're in this kind of support area. Might go a little lower. You never know. So could it drop to $1? It could. It could. So yeah. Let's go into shit. Oh, we got a lot of stuff to go through here today. Let's see. Okay, let's go to Happy. Oof, rough chart. I mean, this has given back everything. Like since we announced it, look at this. Had a big run up. What is it? A seven? I think it might have been a 50 or a 70% run, maybe 70%. It's come right back. So that could be the type of thing we'll look for. That you might see some bargains in this stories that look like this. Again, it's a new chart, so there's not enough data. Where can the thing go? It could go right in the 65-cent range and then 60, 57. That's where you have the big support. So it could be a buying opportunity. If you like the story, again, any of these stories, if you like them, that could be your buying opportunity. I think they have a great upside story. Once they roll out the product, it could be a massive winner. So the blood is running in the streets. AI Mail, we had the interview on today. It's been kind of drooping. This is we announced this one. We introduced this at, I don't know, 70 cents, 90 cents a rand. It's been kind of consolidating on the downside. It's been drooping. It's been drooping. It's not. You know what? The market, I think with AIML, the market really wants more visibility near term. They want to see something happen near term, some big contracts, sales. They want to see some action. They want to see some action. But it's kind of drooping here. I mean, if it breaks this moving average, you know, it's kind of uncharted territory. It could go to 50 cents, possibly, easily. It could easily drop to 50 cents. It's not, I mean, I'm just telling you what it is. If something is good, I tell you. Again, these are my opinions. If it's not good, I tell you. Just what the chart is. Relay. Wow, another beating. I mean, here's a stock also. If you look at this on Tuesday on Telegram, I gotta admit, I think on Telegram, I said, hey, this thing looks like it's ready to break out. Had the perfect pattern, and boom. It's not making the breakout. Let's see. Yeah, so relay support in this 50-cent range. It could go lower. 50 cent is kind of going to be your next support, maybe even here. 60 cents, that's kind of where it started off. So 60 cents is some support. It did bounce off the support. Let me look at the short-term chart, the 1 hour. Yeah, so what you're seeing is, again, like you're seeing a lot of our charts, they have these kind of failed breakouts. They were about to break out, and then they didn't. The market came, you had the whole headwinds from the market working against everything. The short-term chart does not look terrible. It kind of looks neutral, like it's still in an uptrend. That's your short-term chart. So actually, the relay does not look that bad. Fans, our favorite stock. The fans, by the way, is going to be on tomorrow. We're going to have the live stream tomorrow with fans. I was actually telling them, hey, let's delay this till next week. People don't want to hear anything this week. The market is horrible, but we're going to have fans on tomorrow's live stream. Actually, it goes to show you that when companies show up, it means something good is happening, right? Yeah, the shirt. This is it was sent by Brock Anderson. 2 shirts. I got one in a small size. The small one is actually really small, so I don't know. I'm going to be giving that away. I'm giving away. By the way, we got the happy thing. I got to give one away because I got an extra one. They sent me 2 by accident. So I got one in the box, and we're going to give away the small. We're going to give away the small T-shirt. I don't know who's that's going to fit. It's pretty small. So Brock, thank you for sending 2 sizes. You're a scholar and a gentleman. Yeah, interest rates are negative. Yeah, I think that's the only thing. But what if rates go up? I don't know. Yeah, it's basically. I think. Look, this is the thing that's been moving the market. Is that what do you call it? Is that people are they can't make money in their bank. Their bank is paying them negative rates if they're in Switzerland or in some European countries. What is this? Oh, Mika, send me your address. I like this picture here. Are you single? All right. Actually, what is this? She's not even. I think this is coming from Twitter. This is we got an imposter breaking in here. We got an imposter. We got a non-paying person sneaking in. Nathan. Yeah, the relay thing looked like it was going to break out. That's these stocks. They were in momentum mode. We had stocks in momentum mode, ready to break out, and they broke down. Let's see. SHG. Hang on a second. Did I look at the SHG chart? I don't think so. Okay, so fans. Oh, let's go to fans. Let's go back to fans. I got distracted. With fans. Fans is going to be the live stream tomorrow. That's the good news. The chart. Yeah, well, it looks like we have some support in this range. I mean, look at this. Everybody was jumping all over us at $2. Couldn't get enough of this thing last week. Now all of a sudden it's half price. They're not buying it. Come on. So I think we're actually in a support area right here. Here's your $1.20. This is kind of your key support. So the resistance level has become support. Now, how do I draw this? I'm going to do this right here. Look at this. Okay, look at this. That was your resistance line. Let me draw your support lines. Here's your support lines. You can see that channel. It broke that. We got more. We're not done yet. We got more support. We got more. What else we got? We can do one here. So it's not looking that great. But you do have this one here, this kind of $1.18. This has kind of been your range. So the next real support, the real one, which hopefully doesn't get to, is $1.01. I bet fans always test the market. So you know what? It should hold right here. It should hold at $1.20 roughly. But you know what? Just to freak people out, I would not be shocked if it goes to $1. Just to freak people out, 97 cents. And then it runs. I mean, otherwise, this thing is an uptrend. I mean, they got great news. They got a pipeline of great news coming out. So, Um, let's see, SHG. SHG. What is? Why are these trend lines here? I don't know. There's a problem with this. What am I looking at here? Oh, it's a 1 hour. Here we go. SHG. Look at this. It is your moving average. The stock tested it, closed right around it. You got the support right here. $1.40 is kind of like a key support level, psychological support. Stochastics look like they might be turning up. Let me draw a trend line. Uh, uh, Trend line. Draw a line. Yeah, I think I showed you this line yesterday, right? That was the other line. So it broke that line, then it went right above it. So it's actually interesting. I mean, it's kind of hanging out. I mean, yeah, it could go. It could test a buck and a quarter. Could test a buck and a quarter. Uh, you saw the interview today. We got a great CEO, great fundamental story. You got institutional support coming in. Things could not be any better for this company. They got cash. I mean, you got to watch today's interview and then decide for yourself. But fundamentally, amazing stuff happening. Um, Let me do this 1 hour chart. And whoa, look at this. You know what? You had a bounce today. You got the bounce, buck and a quarter. It looks like a. Could this be a double bottom happening here? Possibly, possibly. So buck and a quarter is like that was your support. Um, let's watch the stock. Check out the interview today with Prad if you didn't see it. This thing looks amazing. Visby. What's going on one day? Visby looks like it was going to break out. And today it kind of dipped. It's not that bad. I mean, yeah, broke the moving average. It looks like it's going to fall apart, but I don't think it's going to do too bad. I mean, you gotta watch it kind of. I think if it was going to do really collapse, it would have already done it. So I think we're actually in pretty good shape. So support is right around here. You got maybe in this kind of range. I think the stock is going to be okay. You might see a dip into the 67-cent range. SAG, I showed you Logic, another one of our heartbreakers. Uh, it's been in this consolidation mode. It broke below the $7. That was the big range. Testing $6. That's another level of support. So then you got $5. We're basically waiting for this IPO to get done so it gets onto Neo. And then I think it's going to start running. So ESC is looking good. Bets. Wow, we're running a little bit late here today, so I don't know if we're going to have time to go through everything. Bets, not bad. If you look at bets, actually, overall, this thing's looking pretty good. What we announced this at 40 cents, 50 cents. Had a nice run, 90 cents. Pulling back. The bets chart looks pretty decent. I know it looks like it's going down. You have 70 cents of support. I think it's going to be okay, in my opinion. Okay, what have we done? Oh, we got SHG, Visby fans, FCO. I showed you FCO relay, AIML. Happy Doc Cloud Series. Okay, let's look at CRVC. CRVC hanging out at the bottom here, just hanging out. It's a gold resource. I don't think this is going to do anything too much until they get some drilling. I mean, it's just going to kind of hang out unless they do get some, I don't know, analysis, exploration stuff. We'll see. But it doesn't look like it's going, doesn't look like it's being affected too much. Cabin. I know they changed the name. Is this going to show this? Is this the? Oh, it is showing up as Liquid Avatar. Okay. Cabin is not doing bad. I mean, Cabin should have gotten whacked. Because it's these are these speculative names that should have been gotten whacked. It's holding up, so it's a positive. We got it's funny. We got the catfish. It's so funny. CBD. Oh, huh. How can we not have CBD? Oh, but this was not done on purpose. I was not trying to string you guys along to get to the CBDT. I was going to bring it up. Okay, so CBDT. Oh my God. All right. That's actually a very good place to end the night on CBDT. Okay. Let me take a little drink here. Where are these trend lines coming from? I think this is from a leftover from another chart. Okay. Okay, so CBDT. Here's the good news. It's like, what's the good? It's like the joke with, Lincoln. It's an American joke. I don't know if the Canadians will understand it. They ask Mrs. Lincoln. So, Mrs. Lincoln, what did you think of what did you think of the rest of the play? Yeah, it's okay. So, so basically, CBDT is actually not bad overall. If you think about it, the stock had a nice run from that. We introduced this at a nickel. I can't even go back. The chart is like ridiculous. You can't even go back. It's like too disproportional. The move up has been so big. So here's a stock we introduced at a nickel. It was building a consolidation in this 40-cent range, right? Like some of our other stocks, building consolidations from where things can break out. Sure enough, CBDT did break out. And if you're following our Telegram, we pretty much we nailed all the moves on the CBDT. It broke out, but it started running like really crazy. Like the breakout was insane. It had these big gaps, which again, I am not a fan of gaps. You heard me say many times. So you had this gap in the 40-cent, was a 50-cent range, a couple big gaps. And then within a week, you had these big monster moves from 69 cents to 250, $2. I mean, like it ran $2. This is a stock that was a nickel just earlier. However, at a dollar range, if the stock would have stuck in this dollar range or would have consolidated right here, I think we would have been okay. I think we would have been, actually probably would have been where we are now. So it's just got a little bit carried away on that 250 move. It was a little bit too much, too fast. Could the stock go to 250 again? I think it actually can. Here's the positive. It had the big run, but in the decline, though, has been relatively managed. I mean, it hasn't been like a complete collapse. It's been this kind of like stair step, like people are not like just dumping it. And it's been kind of stabilizing. I did put out a Telegram today. I said, hey, the chart looks like it's stabilizing. I'm gonna show you this 1 hour chart, show you what I was looking at. And of course, I was wrong. It went down from there. So I think I did it right around here. I think this was the number, right? 90 cents. That's right, 90 cents. This morning, I put 90 cents. You had kind of like what looked like a double bottom. You had some stabilization. The company had some news. I actually saw this interview with Steve. I saw something on YouTube. I got a YouTube thing that popped up with this guy Landon. I think Steve was actually pretty good. I only saw like a few snippets. I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw like a couple of snippets. Steve looked like a good interview. So I think the story is once people understand the clinic story, then they're gonna appreciate it. I don't know why everybody got carried away with the testing, the COVID, the Chi. Yeah, sure, they're gonna make up. They're making money with that. That's whatever, great. Yeah, it could be whatever. But the real story with this is clinics. I mean, if they open up these, okay, here we go. Here is the guy who gets it. 30 clinics, US. Okay, so 3 million per location, 100 million revenues. That's the story. That to me, that's the story basically. You got 30 clinics that do 3 million. If he opens to 30 clinics in Canada, which you could, with was it Rexall, I think is their, is the partner where they're doing these. I think they signed, what is it? They announced the lease at 3. They're doing leases at 3 right about now. And I think what Steve is going to do is he's going to start announcing these every, probably, I don't know, every maybe once a month, new locations, maybe more. And as they open, as new ones announced, you get this rollout. That's why I called it. I think somebody thought it was a joke. I said, hey, it's like Chipotle. I don't know if you have Chipotle in Canada, but it's like the restaurant or retail model, locations, stores. It's a cookie cutter strategy. It's very easy for the market to understand. The market understands a location makes 3 million. Okay, that's one location. Can you duplicate it? Yeah. Like, look at McDonald's, look at Chipotle, look at One Medical, look at Oak Street, whatever. Location, okay, you just cookie cutter. All you need is a guy who understands organization, and Steve is a guy who understands organization. All right, he's an execution guy. He's got some cash. He's got a good stock. Can he do it? I don't see why not. Can he do 30 clinics in the first year? I think 30 might be ambitious. I don't know. I don't know if I asked him on the last one how many he can do in the first year, but can they do 30 within 2 years, within 18 months? I think they probably could. That's 100 million revenues. You multiply that by, let's call it 10x. Well, let's say 5x now. In the market, the multiples are coming down. But if they get the run rate going, they can go to 10x, like where these things are valued now. It's $1 billion valuation. So, it's what, $3 a share plus. And this is a start. 30 clinics is nothing. I mean, they could do 100 clinics in Canada. There's plenty of room. You think they're going to have 30 clinics by second quarter? That's all. I don't know. That's about that. That's optimistic. That's optimistic. Stock goes. I don't see the stock going to 30 cents. Oh, let me go back to the chart. So let's go back to the chart. I was talking about the fundamentals. Chipotle. Oh, Chipotle. Oh, is that a Canadian? I don't know. Chipotle. Okay. Oh, so if it goes to 30 cents, the market cap would be 100 million. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So let's look at the chart. So it broke 90 cents. That was kind of a support level. It wasn't a major support, but 90 cents. It broke the dollar, broke the 90 cents. It's kind of doing this kind of slow decline. If you notice, though, the pace of the decline, it's not a snowball. It's not like accelerating. Like, it's not like the Tesla chart, which looks like it's just gonna go straight to the toilet. It's like a managed, like, stair step, slowly. Hopefully it stops. It doesn't go all the way to the basement. But it looks like we actually saw some green shoots today. Green shoots. Kind of stalled out at the end of the day. You had a stall out. It stopped declining. I don't even know how to get a good chart from this, because it's like, I don't know if you had to draw it now, but so I can't really draw a trend line at this point. But it looks like it's trying to build a base. It looks like it's trying to build a base. I mean, would you buy it here? I don't know. I mean, it could still drop a little bit. Could it go to what was this number here? Could it go to 50? That's 58 cents. Could it go to 58 cents? It could. It could easily go to 58. It could 60 cents. I think it could get there. I think it could either it stops right here and builds the base, or it declines a little more, just to really freak people out. And then everybody throws in the towel, and then it starts building a base, and then, ready for the next run. It might take a few months to build a nice base. What I do like about it, I'll tell you what is the positive. So here is the upside with this, right? Yeah, it's not a bad looking chart, actually, overall, all being said. Again, this is the 1 hour chart. This is not the 1 day. Let me do the 1 day. Yeah, so you got to go out like this. Gives you some perspective. So yeah, it could, here we go. What is this? 60 cents? 60 cents. It could get there. Could get there. Be prepared. But then here is the positive. what happens with a stock like CBT, there's so many eyes on the stock that once it builds that base and it starts kind of moving up, I mean, once the story is it gets out there, it gets re-energized. I think CBDT can make another run at 250 or even higher. I think it could do that because there's so many people watching it now. They want to get. There's a lot of psychological kind of. There's going to be a lot of FOMO stuff because everybody saw how that thing ran from a nickel to 250. I think they're going to want to get in on the next ride, and see, this doesn't, to me, this does not feel like a one and done stock. What we saw really was like the first big wave. I mean, it was a monster wave. But usually these are like, 3-act plays. These are not like, this is not a 1-act play. It's a multiple act play. I'm not a fan of averaging down. I was saying that earlier. I'm not a believer in it. But everybody's got their own thing. I mean, I think the stock. I think we're getting into an area where people who are new to the story can get in, and it's going to be kind of de-risked to some degree. But the good news, once there's a base in CBDT, it's going to be much easier for this to make another run at like $1.50. I mean, if this builds a base in, let's call it the 50 cents, 60 cent range, even 75 cent range. I mean, it doesn't matter if a stock is 70. We're talking about nothing, 75 cents, 50 cents. What difference does it make, right? Once it builds that base, you can have a foundation for another run at a triple or more. So it's going to be an exciting story to watch. So I do not believe this one is over. There is more to come. So as they say, stay tuned. Joanne got in at 23 cents. So you're up. Listen, you got to keep perspective on these things. CBDT, I mean, this stock was last month, it was 30 cents. So we're still double where it was, a few weeks ago. So it's actually a pretty good position. Now, if you bought it at $2, not that great. But I think we're getting into an interesting area. And I'm hoping to get Steve back next week. Yeah, this is it ain't over. It ain't over, in my opinion. Again, not our recommendation to buy, sell securities, all that stuff we said in the beginning, all disclaimer stuff. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for all the premium members, the bronze, the platinum. We don't have a gold level. I don't know why. It's simple. After we're done with this video, it's going to go into our what do you call it? Members only area. So it's not going to be available for the public washed masses, the plebeians. Only for our penny stock billionaire club. Thank you for joining. I'll see you in the next live stream. Stay liquid and don't panic. Opportunities